Hey everybody, it's Paula Rollo with Actionable Blogging and your quick tip of the day. Today I am sharing a method with you that can save you so much time scheduling social media and make sure that you're really promoting the people that you want to be promoting. So you can stop digging for links and stressing out over what to share and also be driving more and more traffic back to your own site. What we're going to do today is find all of the people who have linked to you and their blog posts. We're going to make a list of them. And then you'll have a whole list of things that are promoting yourself, but a different blogger. And so it's someone else's URL in which they've talked about your blog, they've said how amazing you are, or just dropped a link to your site. So it will be you sharing their post that drives more traffic to your site. So this can really increase your page views, as well as giving a little hat tip and a thank you to someone who has shared your blog with their followers in the past. So there are two ways of doing this. One is through Google Analytics, and this is only going to show you people who have driven traffic to your site in the past, not every link that you've ever received. And after I show you the Google Analytics version, because that's free, so I'm assuming everyone has Google Analytics. If you don't have it, you need to install it ASAP. But then there's also this new tool that I've been using called SEMrush. And it is a paid tool, but the things that it can do for you on an SEO level are just incredible. So I'm linking below as well to my affiliate link to join SEMrush if you want to use that tool. So I'll show you how to do it both ways today. And the Google Analytics way is something I've been doing for years, but SEMrush has really taken it to another level in the past few months. So you can check it out and see which one you'd rather be doing. I'm going to screen share with you now so that we can dive right into Google Analytics and see how to find these people that are promoting you. We're going to be working with one of my smaller blogs today because I've already done this with Beauty Through Imperfection, but what I haven't done is done it with Dinner with the Rallos with my food site. So we're here in Google Analytics for Dinner with the Rallos. I'm not even sure. I haven't set up a dashboard for it, so that's why it looks wonky right now. But if you just go into your Google Analytics dashboard, click Acquisition right here. And then we're going to scroll down to all traffic and then referrals. So this is where we're going to hang out. I've already set the dates to be from March 2016 to currently today, which is May 26, 2017. Adjust these dates as you want. If you want to just do the past month, if you want to do the entire time your blog has been on the internet, you know, figure out what's going to work best for you. But since I've never done this with this site, I went ahead and put it back to almost the whole life of this site. You can see I was barely getting any views before March 2016. So I'm not too worried about January and February or before that of this year. So now we're scrolling down and we can see where we've gotten traffic. You can see that most of the traffic, obviously Pinterest and Facebook are at the top. Beauty Through Imperfection is another blog that I own. So I'm going to go ahead and skip that one because I know all of the backlinks that are coming from that site. So once we get past social media and the sites that I own, the first one we have here is lilnewcreations.com. So I'm going to click that, and it's going to tell me the exact URL from Lil New Creations that is sending me referrals. So I'm going to copy this and then type lilnewcreations.com and then paste that ending part of the URL in. And I'm going to look at this post. This says Easiest Family Weeknight Meals. This is actually an image that I created on dinnerwiththerallos.com. And what they've done is taken the image and added 2 paragraphs and then a link back to my site. So while that did drive me traffic, there's no real value in me sharing this post because it was a nothing post, right? Like they're just using my image. I might as well just pin my image. So I'm actually not going to pin this post. This was a poor example, and I apologize that the first one was a poor example, but it is good. It does kind of demonstrate that it's good to actually click on the links and make sure that there's something that you want to be advertising. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the next page because Traveling Family Blog is another site that I own as well, so I don't need to work with that one. We can go here to besttoeat.com. That is not a site I own, so finally we've got one. I'm going to do the same thing, besttoeat.com, and then paste in the URL. This is 20 Crazy Delicious Spinach Recipes Healthy Fix. So this is going to be basically a roundup of spinach recipes, but that's awesome. So I have a spinach recipe that's quite popular in Dinner with the Rallos, so presumably that's what they're linking to. I could scroll down, and I normally do scroll down to make sure that it's something that I want to share if I'm not sure how they've linked to me. Like, especially if this was my parenting blog, I kind of look and make sure that they're not like linking and being like, look how horrible this mother is or something like that, because that does happen. But and so even if I get traffic from those people, I'm not necessarily going to promote their post if what they're talking about is don't do what this mom said and then linking to me, right? So what I'm doing now is I clicked pin, and they don't have a good Pinterest image for this post. It's all just images, like this one was mine. So it's all just images from things they're linking to, but I still want to save this so that I know I can share this on Facebook and different places. So I'm going to click pin, but I'm not pinning this to a public board. What I'm doing is pinning this to a secret board called featured. You can tell that it's secret because here, right under that save button, it has a little lock. My featured board is everything where someone has linked back to one of my sites. And that gives me, well, we'll go into how I use the feature board later on. So I'm going to close this. And that's for when I'm showing you about the feature board. I'm going to go back, and we're going to go through basically all of the links, which I'm not going to go through right now with you sitting here, but I'm going to show you like one more. So we'll go to the sacramomblog.com, to me and healthy breakfast recipes. So let's go there really quick and see. I actually know this blogger, so I know that this is not going to be a link bashing me or anything. So I'm clicking pin, and then I'm saving it. Now this has a beautiful pinnable image, so I'm going to save it not only to my featured here, but I'm also, while I'm in here, just going to pin it one more time to a live board. And we'll say it's food for kids. So now that's been pinned. Another thing that I typically do if it's a beautiful post like this one, and this looks like a really well done post, is I'll go ahead and stumble it as well. Especially if they have a stumble upon button, that makes it really easy. But if she didn't have that, I would have gone up here to my stumble upon thing and done it that way. And so maybe it's going to drive a little bit of extra traffic to me. And it's a great way to kind of build my stumble upon little queue there or whatnot, so that I can add my own links later. So that's how I'm going through, and I'm adding these posts to featured. She actually had two, as you can see. So you would do the second post the exact same way. Paste it in there. It's non-dairy desserts. That sounds amazing. I want to eat them. I'm pinning it to featured, and then I would pin that to my sweets board as well. I'm not going to make you watch me do all of these, so you can kind of see how we're going through Google Analytics and doing that through acquisition and then referrals. And you can see that there's tons more. There's like 11 pages of these, so that's awesome. As you get further and further in to where you're only getting like one page you promote, it might be some sketchy stuff, but sometimes you can find some really good posts, but just from a smaller blogger who wasn't able to promote the post that well, even though they had a really good idea or a really good post going for them. And if that's the case, then I'm going to stop screen sharing for a second. So if that's the case, then it really helps you as maybe a larger blogger to be able to promote the smaller bloggers roundup that you were mentioned in, because it's going to bring them a ton of views and it's going to benefit you as well. So it's really a win-win. And so I love finding those roundups that were made by maybe a newer blogger or somebody who's up and coming, and then getting to give them a bunch of traffic that they were not expecting. And then I'm also in turn getting some links from that. So it's a really like happy relationship when you find these posts to share, right? Because all of us only share from ourselves a certain number of times each day. And we all have our own percentages that we work with. You know, how many times a day do you pin yourself versus pinning someone else? Same for Facebook, same for Twitter. But this allows you to essentially share yourself more times a day, because you have all of these posts that you've saved somewhere. And I'm going to show you where we're saving them in a second. You have all these posts, and now you can share someone else's content. So it counts as not sharing you, but it's going to be driving you that traffic that everybody wants. So that's why I love doing this. And I'm going to show you now what I've done with the featured board. So let's hop back on the screen share. So we've gone through Google Analytics. We've kind of seen some of these. I would go through and do all of them. And that's the part that takes a lot of time, is creating your initial list. And then once you've created an initial list, you can really just go through like once a month or at the end of every month and put in the new links that you've gotten during the past 30 days. And that should take you about 5 minutes. So now we're going to go through, here's my Pinterest account. And I meant to pull up the featured board already, I apologize. But we're going to scroll down all the way to the bottom, and you want to make this a secret board. That way you can pin things that aren't necessarily pretty. That, you know, like I showed you that spinach one, she didn't make a good pinnable image, but she did make something that's shareable on Facebook. And so I might share that on my Dinner with Aurelos Facebook page, even though I would never actually pin it. So you see in this featured thing, I have 204 pins, and this isn't even all of them. But these are all links that people have shared my content on their sites. And so when I'm looking for something to pin, or I'm scheduling my Tailwind queue, or sharing something on Facebook, I can go here first and see if there's any beautiful posts in here that I would want to share with my readers, knowing full well the entire time that it's going to be driving traffic back to myself as well. So it's a huge win-win, and then all of them are just right here. You can scroll through, you can add these to your regular share queue. Whatever you do to normally share your content, add this content in the mix, because if it's really good content that's driving you traffic, why would you not want to be sharing that, right? So next, I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to close out Google Analytics. I'm going to show you guys how SEMrush works, and this is the paid program. So if you are not in a position where you can pay for a program, just keep it in the back of your mind for a different time, or go forth and start working on Google Analytics. But I found this to be totally worth it, and I hate spending money. So I am in SEMrush. From your dashboard, like I've already put in that Dinner with Aurelos is a site that I own, and then you click backlinks, because that's what we're working with right now. It gives you a ton of information, a ton. But what we're working with today is going from backlinks to also backlinks in this area. We have 202, and this is literally any time that someone has linked to me. You can look at follow and no follow. So if you're working with something as far as SEO goes, that would be really relevant to be looking at. But since I'm doing a traffic project right now, this is all I need to know, is the exact backlink. So once again, well, I guess I can go ahead and show you. So this first one right here is Game Day Snacks. The source is my site, so I'm not actually going to be pinning or doing anything with this one. But you can click and see the source URL really easily through there, and then you can see where it's sending them on my Dinner with Aurelos site, which is the chunky homemade guacamole recipe. And you can even see the anchor text that they use, which is really handy if it's one of those blog posts that's really long and you're wanting to make sure that the link is actually there, or double checking something. So I'm going to scroll through a bit, because these first ones are all from sites that I own. But then here's one that I don't own. So I'm going to click it and just take a look at it. Healthy spinach dishes for runners. And so this is an amazing post that I did not know was there. So I'm excited about this being on the internet, and I'm going to pin it just the same way that I did the other posts that you saw through Google Analytics. But as you saw, this did not come up in Google Analytics because maybe it hadn't sent me any traffic yet or something like that. But this is a gorgeous image. So with my Pinterest account, even if this site hadn't gotten me much traffic through their own shares, with my Pinterest account being a little bit better or a little bit bigger, maybe it could get some traction. So I definitely want to promote this post a whole bunch. And it's also possible that it was in Google Analytics, but we just hadn't gotten to it yet. So maybe they've already sent me a ton of traffic. I don't really know. But then we just basically, we keep scrolling and we go to the next one. This is going to be our hot cocoa recipe. I had no idea that someone had linked to our hot cocoa recipe. So again, I'm pinning, I'm going forward. I'm going to stumble this post. I'm going to pin this post. I'm going to do all of those things to increase traffic to myself. Watch out on SEMrush, and I can do a whole tutorial of this product if you guys are interested in it. But like this lost link, it means they were linking to me at one point and then they removed my link for some reason. So I don't go and worry about those. And that happens sometimes, especially with bigger sites that are kind of cycling in and out cycling in and out some stuff or content or whatnot. So I wouldn't worry about losing those links. Just know that that's what that is and don't necessarily save those posts. So I know that this was a longer video than we're used to. I normally try to keep these things to 5 minutes to things that you can action pretty much immediately. But this is something that takes a little bit of setup on the front end, and then it should take you literally 5 minutes a month to go through and add the links that were added to your site or given to your site in the past month that you missed. And in those 5 minutes a month, you're creating yourself a list of things to share for the next month going forward. You're creating a list of things to pin. So those 5 minutes that you're using each month are going to save you so much time scheduling social media and hopefully drive you a ton more traffic as well, because you're promoting all of these posts and all of these pages that are also promoting you. So everybody wins. So I hope you enjoyed this quick tip, and I look forward to hearing about you guys finding all of these links that maybe you didn't know about. I know that I found a few that I was really excited that I didn't know I had, and some people that were linking to me. And when I did this for VD through Imperfection the first time, when I went into the SEMrush one, I definitely found some things that I probably wish I didn't find. There was a whole forum of people talking about how awful mommy bloggers are. And it was actually pretty amusing to read. And it was interesting to hear how people outside of our space kind of view mommy bloggers sometimes, which I know is like a cuss word to say mommy bloggers, but that's what they were calling it. So that was really interesting to read, honestly. And while I didn't save their forum to promote at all, it was still interesting to see that kind of I was listed there or whatnot. So anyway, you find some interesting stuff when you go through SEMrush. And you can click below to check it out if you want to. And be sure to join our Facebook group as well. I post some quick tips in there that are just typed out and not full-on video like this one was. But since I needed to show you guys my screen to kind of get you through Google Analytics and SEMrush both, I thought it'd be easier to do a video and just post in there. But it's free. All are welcome to join. So I hope to see you guys in the Facebook group. Let me know if you have any questions.